My friend, come out. Ghanaian musician Wutah Kobby has expressed strong opinions against the idea of musicians being forced into early retirement due to their long-standing presence in the industry. The artist, one half of the defunct music duo Wutah, believes that creativity knows no age limit and musicians should have the freedom to continue their craft as long as they wish. In an interview with Graphic Showbiz from his base in the U.S. on Tuesday, October 15, Wutah Kobby passionately addressed the tendency of Ghanaians to dismiss older musicians, forgetting that they possess valuable experience that can benefit the newer generation of artists. Let me quote, "Personally, I don't think anybody has the right to make a creative stop working. Artists should have the freedom to continue creating and performing as long as they want, regardless of age," unquote. Wutah Kobby emphasized. Kwame, let me start with you.
Andy.
Why do you like retiring musicians? Why? Especially Ghanaian musicians.
I'm not sure.
Chedodo.
Those kind of statements, but I'm not sure anybody can be retired. Any artist can be retired if they don't want to retire. You allow yourself to retire. You have the biggest power to stay in business or to retire. If you pay heed to all the things people say about you, as in you are an old man and does he's a grandpa, he's still doing radio. If you allow this to get to you, then you'll be affected.
But sometimes some of the things they say will make you uncomfortable or it will slow you down.
But so you need to be strong. You need to insulate yourself.
Not
against
all
those
people
things.
are that strong, mind you. There are some people, and musicians, they live isolated lives.
Yeah.
And what empowers them? Sometimes it pushes them into other things.
Yeah.
Because they get frustrated, they get stressed, they get stage frights, I think, especially in Ghana, we are fond of that.
But again, Andy Dusty, if you are producing good music, if you are doing the right things, if you have a good management team and all that, you can stay in the business for a long time.
Simple.
If you have a good repertoire, somebody might not even have released a song for many years, but still would get gigs to play. Amache Dede doesn't often release songs.
Mention 5 who are not working. Take Amache Dede and Konyanchi out. Give me about 5 top musicians who Ghanaians perceive are out of the game, yet getting gigs. They are not releasing. They've not released in years. Give me 5.
But there are some who are still.
Give me 5. Knowing you and how you are abreast of time when it comes to our industry.
Others are also releasing. Even Uncle Ebo White is about to release an album.
Did you hear my question?
I understand.
Give me 5, right?
Yeah, music, please.
Thank you.
No, I know what I'm saying. That so you say I should
don't say that. No, give me 5.
I can't give you
you are
5.
just gathering your
I
thoughts.
can't give you 5.
There's Daddy Lumba.
I just no.
Lumba.
Lumba has been releasing.
Now you are interjecting.
No,
you allow him.
But Lumba has been releasing.
Yeah.
Oh, he has been releasing. Anytime he releases, he gets the attention. But the thing is that the kind of attention you get when you are maybe starting at your peak,
you might not prime.
You might not get the same attention when you get to the top, if you like. And most of the people that really make it in the music business are those that do that in their early 20s. Most of them, you can go and check. Even here in Ghana, Samini, you can mention Samini, Black Sheriff, Kwame Eugene. Konti Hine released Nyan Konton when he wasn't even 20 years old. He was around 19 years old. Even you go outside the country, Michael Jackson, Kojenji, most of them hit their peak or prime when they were in their early 20s, thereabouts. So that is to me.
Lumba is now 60, which means when he was giving us all those credits, he was in his 20s.
Yes.
He was that young and writing and singing.
Yes. And so when you are at your prime, you have your audience, your target audience. And most times these are people who can relate to you because of age brackets and all that and the kind of content that you give them. So most times you grow with them. There are some artists who are only able to keep up with their audience, with their contemporaries. They are not able to come down. I want to use Okyeame Kwame as a case study. Okyeame Kwame over the years has been able to reinvent himself. As we speak now, he tries to mingle with these up and coming musicians. So he has a way of staying relevant in the game. He has good management. Almost every time you hear about him, he still gets nominations in award schemes. So I think if some people have been able to stay relevant regardless of when they came into the game, and they've been able to maintain their core fans and been able to win others from other age groups, I believe everybody can do that. If you want to retire from this industry, you allow yourself to retire, because nobody can retire you if you don't want to retire. There are so many things you can do to stay afloat.
Ria, now,
Yes.
back at you, 5. Who are not releasing, because you were ready to give him names. You were supplying. Yeah, you were supplying.
You said they
So I
are,
had to give it
they
for
are
you.
getting gigs, right?
Yes, they've not released.
From my era,
Uh-huh.
Miss Bell.
Okay.
Yes. I said Lumba.
Luba's releasing.
He's still releasing, but then he's still...
Miss Bell cry, she's releasing.
He has...
Yeah, in Ghana when she recorded the song, we just...
Yeah, she's been releasing once in a while.
Did you just say that?
The song.
Sorry.
sang
Also,
the song.
Ocheso.
Okay. We've mentioned Kojo Entry. We've mentioned...
Kojo Entry has been releasing. He did some...
But we will keep... You keep saying they are releasing because they are all releasing.
Yes.
But it's
But
just that
Kojo
they
hasn't
are...
released in a while. I think Kojo's last release was about 2 or 3 years ago.
The one he featured Stonebwoy on.
Yeah. And even afterwards he released, there was a perceived this song be like that.
Okay, from my era again,
Maestro.
KK Fosu.
Okay.
Yes. So I've mentioned what? 4? Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, Fosu is also releasing.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they are still releasing. Most of the people that we claim are not out there anymore are still releasing.
Once you mention from your era, then you've defeated the purpose. The conversation we're talking about musicians, we force them into early retirement.
But nobody forces
Nobody has forced anybody into early retirement.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Please, that's what
They choose to retire.
No, hold it. That's what the topic is about.
Okay.
That's what Wutah Kobby said.
Yes.
That we shouldn't force them into early retirement. Now, the discussion with Kwame was that the old aged or the, for a better description, old aged, right? So if you say your era, then it defeats the purpose.
I was about to say something. Anyway.
And what if the question itself is wrong?
Sorry.
I'm warning you.
Sorry.
Mr. Dusty, what if the question itself is wrong?
Well, it can be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you want to
That's what
discuss it?
Kwame is refuting because
I don't think Ghanaians will purpose in their hearts to say
People they
go
talk more time.
no, but Andy,
Especially
They will make
footballers.
disparaging comments about you.
Especially
Charlie, you
footballers.
grew too much. Or you grow too-
But
It's up to you to accept that.
but if I am no more interested in a song, would you force me to be interested? I'm not interested. Listen, get your target audience. I feel like when it comes to this, that's why I think Robert is trying to say, when it comes to this topic, there are so many nuances. Okay, old age could play a part that, okay, you are not as sharp as you used to be when you were younger, all right? Your demographic has changed because as we keep on listening to music, it evolves. You get me? So probably the new style of music is not the same as yours. I mean, you get musicians who would like to change things up a bit to suit the younger generation, but there are some people who stay true to their craft. Okay, that is also a factor. I mean, there are so many factors. So I think he should pinpoint what exactly the situation is. Okay, I mean, me, the type of high life my grandmother was listening to is not the high life I know and I listen to. Okay, so some artists that she would mention, I'll be like, who's that? I don't even know that artist to begin with. So, as art, when it comes to art and music and the performing arts, you have to be sure that you maintain relevance. Okay, so, and I don't think you have to pinpoint people when it comes to your relevance. You don't have to point people for it. You have to take it upon yourself to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Chachome.
Settings man.
Chairman,
Prof.
I think that I will look at it from two perspectives. That's from that of the industry and that of the artist. You know, from the industry perspective, I have experienced some of these things where, you know, there is an enabling environment in the industry.
Hey, Adam, please. Sorry. *281#. I had to catch you to let them know that I'm giving away 1,000 CDs.
Okay.
Won't you try? 1,000, no be 500. I said,
This week, more than we cover 70 Ghana.
Oh,
from,
no.
From last week to this week.
Ask Agla.
More than we cost. I'm saying Hagley choking me.
I'll choke you. Oh, they sorry, I had to catch you because I need someone to win that money.
Oh, if it is Edem, please continue.
I'm giving away 1,000 Ghana CDs. *281#. Click option 5. 1,000. Today I prophesy on someone who has never won it before. You are winning today. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Amen. Continue.
Yeah, so from the industry perspective, there
Not
is
use the name of the Lord in vain.
This is not in vain. Someone will win.
Okay.
there is that enabling environment in the industry. When you are not getting that enabling environment, at times you can do whatever you want to do. It will not amount to anything. And I have come across situations where event organizers feel like even when they are booked, the arrangement for them is not the best of treatments. And because some of these artists have experienced a better treatment
Before.
at a certain peak, they feel like they are being frustrated and not respected to the extent that they reject some of these offers. And the industry, at times I see event organizers trying to take advantage of them, that you have not been playing shows. Na me ma show na me ma transporter. You know, they see it as a help, but forgetting that you want to add the person to your event for a certain beauty, to create a certain effect. And I mean, if the person does not have any value, I'm not sure you put the person on. So event organizers, from that perspective, at times do not treat these people well. And clearly, when you see some of these things happen, if you are not strong, it will break you. And I've even heard some DJs who say, when you say an older artist releasing, you must say, I quite wish you could sue to you.
Now, what does it
Yeah, and even some of the, music consumers who is, now we sue you, man. At times you go on radio or you go on TV interviews, and the way the question will come, if you are not strong, and clearly that notion at times eats into how they even play your song or how you get rotation, and it really breaks some of them. If you've really encountered some of them, issues with event organizers, issues with DJs, and at times some of the consumers, and it's even most of the times for some of them to try to change their identity to trick the system that I'm not the old person, I'm a new breed, So we need to enjoy the creativity. We need to enjoy the talent than looking at the age, because if you do that, we will push people into where they are not supposed to go. Event organizers should build some of them, because we've been to events where some of these artists who do not have hits but have a certain catalog, classics from the back, have rocked the show. It's like there have been shows these people have saved the show. You understand? And if you look at those who have the purchasing power to go to some of these events, at times they are even younger people, but they still enjoy some of these old artists. We need to make that conscious effort to pay attention to the talent and not the age. And on the artists also, I think they also need to do themselves some help, because some dynamics do change. So, if I I know an artist, like most of the people they start with, like the DJs they used to know, the presenters are no more in the space. And some of them find it difficult to go to the young people to, oh, Charlie, play my song. Like they feel like it's either they see it as demeaning or not right to approach. If you can do that, you can get a younger person or you can get somebody who has that rapport to do that work for you. So you also have a certain duty to ensure you have people who can execute the job for you in tandem with the dynamics of the day. So the artists need to do themselves some favor, and you need to, for companies which have, those who have stood the test of time for hundreds, 50 years, 20 years, had changes happening. They adjusted portfolios, they reinforced the brands, they revitalized the brands, and added certain elements to get to that longevity. So to have the longevity, you also have a role to play in as much as the industry.
Right. Rob,
Yeah.
definitions.
Old age and retirement.
You know of Rob definitions, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, with respect to Charlie, Adam has said it also.
So you have nothing to say.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
Let's say them in tandem. Now, why? Blamability.
tandem abem the United States.
Oh, and I so,
Adam
and I
tandem.
so.
Now Wutah Kobby, no, say a man for retire now.
I was sending 600 to someone.
Sorry.
Seems I've sent 6,000.
How do you have 6,000 on your phone?
Remember me no mama now.
No, it was a mistake.
She said,
Yeah, yeah, but what's you see? I did not.
Instead of you listening to the people so you are sending messages. Why don't you send 6,000?
No, sure, but this girl,
It's not this girl.
Hey, Wahara.
sent to a girl.
friend.
You can't go and collect it back because you have showed workings.
Hey,
Which workings? Which of the workings?
that is some do me before.
If we explain the workings.
Somebody me had them somewhere. He said, "Oh, so could you for say for here 200." I was driving. I just not knowing zeros instead of
You want show?
2
If I
zeros.
was her by now, I'll be, oh baby, thank you.
Fine. And the
Baby, thank you.
Same thing she did.
Instead
I'm like,
of, oh my God.
Now they into 200 pen when you bring us said to it that
You want to be romantic. I know that.
it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah, well, I will say thank you. You
I
can't
could
say you
have
want
killed
it
a
back.
lot of people. Listeners, we are live on this one. Yeah, so I'm being kind of music. Stay with us. All right. I'll be right back. When I return, but no phone. When I return, I'm going to check if it's correct. Kwamna is speaking. It says the Ghanaian laws only apply to the poor. Someone tweeted something today, and it'd be like, Charlie, it's very, very true.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Ghanaians are no longer talking about Galamsey. It's all about East Legon accident. So if we live in a country that people can then it rubbishes every great thing we're discussing.
But Galamsey is still happening.
But stay with us. We'll be right back.
The biggest food, drink, and music festival is returning this
speaking. It says Ghanaian laws only apply to the poor, but there are a lot of comments for you. A lot of comments from you, I beg your pardon, especially on X. G.S. Perry says, Andy Dusty, good morning to you and your panelists. These are my 5. I done the best. George Jara, Shilo, Tic Tac, Akosia, Japan, the retirement there. It's up to you, the artist, too, because talent never dies. Don Creator said, Adam is really making sense for me. I think event organizers are largely to blame. He continues saying, now that you know your ex-girlfriend is a crowbar, what will you do? Ghanaians are fond of retiring both musicians. I didn't mention my age. Nana Kwesi says, but who retires them? When you still got your game, who's going to retire you? While you grow and lose your strength, you adjust and develop new strategies to fit your circumstance. Typical example is Ochame Kwame. He's going to be here as long as he wants and no one can do nothing about it. Bless Kaba, my stupid uncle. He says, good morning, Brandy. This guy is once a generational discovery. He's good. There are good talents like this. Okay. Deka 101 says, Papa Dusty, even Daddy Lumba said, Odoba Udi and Kenum. I'm sure because I went extra to hold him down. Now, he's speaking. Listeners, I want you to pay attention to this.
Asemwa to sofono edi. And asemwa to ebusuanso a omo ahwere omo abusuafo no eno so ye denti. Ye gina ba bia edi ye pa. And it's an advice Prophet Louis Farrakhan Kasembi. Or say when you see a man fall, don't laugh. Yep. Learn. And we must make sure, say, minors, also on your minor, on your adult.
You saw on your adult.
Yeah, but on your minor. I see making sure, say, maybe say, intimacy, we can't see juveniles. Okay, let me use that word.
He's a juvenile. It's not a minor.
Yeah, or a juvenile.
Minor of 12 years and
yeah, or a juvenile.
Yeah.
And we must make sure that juveniles are not driving. Well, and you see what they are Tony socials.
Yes.
What did
Top
the police
speed.
do about it?
Yeah.
I believe the police fraternity department that has a cyber, has social media, internet. Wait, say, it only works on the weak, the feeble, and the poor. It's sad. And we all learn from this.
Papa.
And that was come now. Adam seemed to disagree with it.
I think he has a lot to say. Let's start with him. Adam Mensah.
Why?
Yeah. Kwame.
We are starting with you.
We're starting with you.
For me, I do not think that this is. It's entirely true. That's what I want to say.
With what? That the gentleman killed someone?
No, that the law favors it doesn't favor the poor. Is that not what it's trying to?
Is that, yeah.
To
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
I don't think that is entirely true because I've reported from the court over the years, and I know I've come across doctors who committed crimes against younger people who were jailed.
But haven't you seen a poor doctor before?
Oh, I'm coming. I've come against rich people. Very popular rich people who have been jailed for certain offenses against the country. And it's stipulated in the Constitution. If you look at the chapter 1 of the Constitution, clause 2, the clause 1 and clause 2 says it. And the clause 2 says that this Constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent with any provision of this Constitution shall to the extent of the inconsistency be void. And in this law, in this Constitution, it prescribes procedure and offenses, certain offenses and its punishment. So if the offense, as stipulated in our criminal code, says you've done this, then this punishment will apply. In some cases, we have people trying to outwit the system because of maybe the power they wield by the people they know. It happens in some instances. However, we should not use those few exceptions to say that in totality, our laws do
I will
not,
appreciate if you.
our laws do not favor the poor. I mean, if we make that conclusion, it will be very, very, very unfortunate.
Right,
because
thank you.
I've come across people who are rich, who have been, who have gone through the laws.
All right, Robert.
I was hoping to hear more to support it, but since I don't have enough.
But until someone says something for you to support you, don't you have any submission?
Not from him. I'm saying like with the submission that we are discussing. It says that.
But of course, yes, the
You are
audio
not getting-
played
no,
and you
hold
heard
on,
him
hold on.
clearly.
We heard, and there's a line in which he said, which almost feels like it's a statement that is not really the focus. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's
No, I
talking
don't.
You don't. Then maybe you have to listen to the stuff again. There's a whole thing he's saying, and in passing, he says that if not X, then it means that the law favors those who are poor and those who are weak and
And
stuff
even
like
the thing he's
Do you
talking about
understand?
is even still
so
in court.
that-
He's making
that-
reference to the
Charlie,
accident.
you just finished speaking. Allow me to
Yeah,
explain
but
myself.
no, you've brought in something. He's making reference to the
Then
accident.
let him
And it's still in
finish.
court. We are having a discussion.
Eden,
We'll-
But I
let
haven't
him
finished.
finish.
I'm saying something. You are interjecting, and I'm
No
asking.
interjection.
Okay.
We are having a discussion. Bro, make it. At times, if somebody is talking and you think you are adamant.
Okay,
You are still talking. Then you
Ali
go
Dusty.
back to one.
Ali Dusty, so I think
But you
that
don't allow him to speak. Any of them.
Let me give you the permission. Let me
Okay.
finish.
Okay, Robert, give him the permission.
I'm hanging.
yes.
Give him the permission.
Continue.
Thank you. So what I'm saying is that it felt like something in passing. So it wasn't the main focus of the conversation. So dwelling on that, it feels like I'm just like there isn't enough substance to that particular aspect of the conversation. And I would love to see experiences where he felt that the law favored those who were weak, or didn't favor those who were weak. I'm just not clear about that particular aspect. I think the substance of the conversation, what we heard, is different from what we're actually focusing on. That's my honest opinion. That's the reason.
But in your opinion, do you think what he said was true?
Oh, I'm like this is like I don't really have an opinion about.
Okay, huh?
You
You don't have an opinion. All right, that's right. Yeah, please.
Honestly, I've had experiences with the
law.
with the police. Some were good, I wouldn't lie, and some it was quite bad because there were times where friends of mine have been in precarious positions and have been have had their things stolen, and then they go to the police, they lodge a complaint, and it's like writing the statement and everything, it felt like nothing was done about it because okay, we'll follow up, that's all they say, and then you go back and like we are still following up. You can't rush the police. All right. And my family too, especially my immediate family, has been in a situation where someone was trying to threaten our lives. A family member was trying to threaten our lives, and we had to involve the police. And the amount of money that even went into, talking to them to be able to arrest the person and all that was a whole fiasco. Honestly, I see where he's coming from. Sometimes power influences judgment, but I think it is better for the police to just play it neutrally. If you're guilty, you are guilty. If you're not, you are not, depending on, regardless of your status in the community, honestly.
Can I ask a question then? Would you say that what you're saying is a description of how people, law enforcement agencies behave rather than the law itself?
That's what, like, example is what Edem spoke about. Okay, like you go to the court. When you go to the court, the judge is not the police. Do you understand me? So it is the evidence that is brought to the judge that informs his judgment. But most of the cases, especially when it comes to criminal cases, the first point of contact is the police. You understand? And how they handle the case is may probably influence how they are brought to the
outcome.
judge. I mean, at the end of the day, we see there's this TV program. Was it Crime Watch,
Right.
or something? I think the gentleman goes into prisons, and sometimes the crimes that some people are there for is baffling. You get it? It's really baffling because you expect that for this you can just this part of the law says this and this and that, but they are not able. They are poor.
You don't
they are
know
not
better than the judge anyway.
Exactly, but I don't know better than the judge. But at the end of the day, even the bail money or the amount of money that they are supposed to pay, probably because it's a civil case, is small, and they are still in jail because of that. They are given years
so that could
in.
inform Commissioner's
Yeah,
statement.
that's what I'm saying. That it's something that you can take it from any part. You get me? Yeah.
Right, Kwame.
He was making reference to Salifo Mwaku's son's case. The case is in court.
Yeah.
It's a process. I don't know the kind of punishment Kwabena wants to be meted out to the guy as of now. Let's wait for the court.
Exactly.
I think it is I think most people are just confused
And they want
or saddened by the swiftness of the bail they were granted. I think that's a lot of people are enraged about that, but that is the justice
How long
system.
were they expecting them to be held?
Exactly. People were even comparing it to the fact that the people, the Stop Galamsey protesters claimed they didn't do anything, but they weren't granted bail for weeks.
Yeah. And people were saying that they were trying to.
If that's the case, what did the father do? Here is a father who's been in his house. He didn't allow or tell the child.
But he's the legal guardian, and the guardian and the child is a juvenile. Let's say, yeah.
You were about saying something, please. As usual.
I'm saying it's.
Just say,
Nobody is celebrating their birthdays today.
let him
I think
finish.
it's a belated
No
birthday.
friend of yours.
Mrs. Delphine Hammond, organizer of Next
I thought you were saying something about the issue.
Kwame Dazia Kaimi. Happy belated birthday to her, Madame Delphine Hammond. I mean, may God continue to bless her. She's been impacting the tourism space with the Miss Tourism
Thank you very
pageant.
much. Listeners, let's see who has won my